Werewolves, zombies, and vampires, are they real? I think I'm going to shock yous, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? It's Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Slayman, and happy Halloween. What are yous going to dress up as tomorrow? I am still struggling. I know it's coronavirus period, but it doesn't stop us from dressing up and going on scary Zoom calls. I actually found this thing on Facebook where you can have a tour of a haunted house. So for those of you who are into that, please check it out. Anyway, so werewolves, vampires, and zombies have real-life medical conditions that resemble them, which I thought was super cool. So, congenital hypertrichosis, also known as werewolf syndrome. So, it's apparently a rare genetic disease that causes excess growth of body and facial hair. But it's super duper rare. And you can have some other symptoms as well, like intellectual delay, you can have epilepsy, and sometimes you can have deformed body parts. And one of the earliest people that have been recorded to have this condition is Julia Pastrana. She was an indigenous Mexican woman born in the 1830s, and unfortunately, she was used in a circus, so she was a public figure, also known as Mexico's monkey woman. Yeah, so unfortunately, it's not quite like these days where they're hot and they use them in movies and you can grow the hair and retract it and become a normal person again. We've also got vampire disease, also known medically as porphyria. And basically, it's the result of an unnatural buildup of chemicals that produce something called porphyrin. And this is a compound that is super important for your red blood cells because it's important for hemoglobin, which is found in your red blood cells. It's usually inherited, and there are usually two forms. So the acute form is essentially affects the nervous system, and there's a cutaneous form, aka a skin form, which affects your skin. And it's called vampire disease because it fits with things that have been reported from Count Dracula. So people who have this condition, they've got skin that's sensitive to sunlight, they've got urine which is reddish/purplish in color, and their gums start retracting, so it makes their teeth look more prominent, kind of like fangs. I tried looking around to see if these guys are allergic to garlic or anything like that, but I couldn't find anything about whether they'd be garlic intolerant. To be honest, yeah, that would suck. I mean, I use garlic in everything. Onions, garlic, ginger, everything that you should not be having before a date. I will have it because it makes food taste amazing. So being a vampire cannot be an easy thing. Okay, finally, being a zombie. Okay, it's called Cotard syndrome or walking corpse disease. It's actually a mental condition. So these people think that they are dead. Or sometimes, even rarer, they think that they're missing some body parts. So there was a young woman who had this condition and she thought she had no body parts whatsoever, that she stopped eating and then she ended up dying of starvation. That's kind of creepy. But to be honest, I would prefer that than someone coming after me wanting to eat my brain. And at the moment, that's my favorite asset and the asset that I need the most. So, yeah. I reckon I don't have a creepy voice. So if I haven't scared yous enough, I found this article that talks about real life vampires. Hear me out here. There are groups of people that reckon they're real vampires. They're self-proclaimed but they reckon they're real vampires. So people who identify themselves as vampires, they fall into two categories: lifestyle vampires and real vampires. So lifestyle vampires, they like dressing in black attire, they like wearing fangs, and they usually stay up all night. Real vampires, on the other hand, are normal, successful people that enjoy drinking human blood to gain energy. And these people apparently drink blood from consenting donors, which is a good thing. Like, I feel like it would be scarier. Can you imagine like someone just kidnapping you and going like, okay, I'm going to start drinking your blood. Like, I don't want your money. I don't want anything to do with you. I just want to start drinking your blood. I feel like that would scare me possibly more than someone who wants to grab my wallet. But here's the thing. This habit is actually so dangerous. So apart from the danger of drinking like bad blood, so to speak, not bad blood, but like blood that has hepatitis B or hepatitis C, which can affect your liver, even if you eat normal, healthy blood that doesn't have any of these conditions, it's quite dangerous for you. And this is why. So in our blood, and the reason why it's red is because we have a ton of iron in our blood. Now, if you drink a heap of blood, you naturally absorb more blood. And so animals like the vampire bats who drink excess blood, they actually have an adaptation. So they have a thicker membrane in their stomach so that they don't absorb all of that iron. And that saves them from the complications of having too much iron. So with humans, we don't have that. So if people consume too much iron, then they end up having heart and liver problems because of that excess iron deposition. And fun fact, our body doesn't actually know how to get rid of the iron. If you're a woman, then your periods can help you get rid of it. But if you're a guy, or if you're postmenopausal, you can't do that. So you just have a ton of iron in your body that can cause a shit ton of damage. That's kind of scary. What do you reckon? All right, now, to all of you who are listening to me out there, if you know a real vampire, I would love to interview one. I've been trying to look on the gram, but I haven't found a real life vampire Instagram account. Maybe it's not a thing. But let me know. I'd be so keen to interview one.